It is 2953 of the Third Age. Erebor has been reclaimed. Sauron has fled from Mirkwood into Mordor to begin his pursuit for the One Ring. And the last meeting of the White Council has tasked Gildor Inglorian with assembling a fellowship to stop Umbarian pirates from assembling ancient artifacts from a Second Age prophecy. Join the players of this Adventures of Middle-earth Dungeons & Dragons campaign as they unravel the mysteries of the prophecy. Welcome to Arda in Part 1 of the Inglorian Bastards trilogy, Search for Tol Arasea.
Alright guys, so let me move you to another map here. We'll do...
The ending was kind of fitting, right? I killed the Balrog.
Yeah, well I told you were going to be the tank, man. That fight.
That was a lot of damage.
Nobody died, except maybe Riken. We don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
Alright, so after the cleanup, Gildor would want to sort of collect the stone, or the items, rather, from you guys.
Do you want his bow back?
He's going to let you keep his bow.
Oh, nice!
He's more concerned with the items from Elos Tyrion.
I want to know if he can have the ballista.
If he's looking for any of the items, he can basically fuck off because I have them.
You don't have all the items.
I have the horn, I have the ring, and I have the shield.
Those are none of them.
Just the shield.
He wants the stone and the...
He just wants the Horn of Thorndor and the Elendil Stone.
Well, I can't have the horn because the horn's gone.
Alright, so let me do some... So you guys give him the items back?
I have the horn.
Okay, so this is where Círdan and Gildor would sort of drop the bomb. They say, your friend Riken has passed on to Tol Arasea, and he's not alone. Some of the Umbarian soldiers that were infected with that creature made it to Tol Arasea as well. He says we need to send a party across the straight road to make sure that they don't. What we're really afraid of is we think that Sauron didn't want the Elendil Stone at all. We think that he wanted the Master Stone and the Tower of Avalone, which is the most powerful of the Palantiri. And we're afraid that just using his magic, if he gets a hold of that stone, then he'll be able to bring something back more powerful from the void. Tessero, do you remember what Gildor whispered to you?
Yes. He said Dagoreth and Mormagil.
Does that ring a bell, Marco? So you would know Dagoreth, but you think, now that he's here too, he's kind of like nursing his wounds. You can ask him, and he would say that the Dagoreth is the battle to end all battles, and it's the prophesized battle where Turin Turambar, the Mormagil, would come back and fight alongside the Valar against Morgoth in the battle at the end of days.
Wow, that sounds epic.
And they're afraid. There's already rumors that the Mormagil has come back. They're afraid that if he gets his hands on this Master Stone, that just like you brought a Maiar back from the void, that he'll be able to actually bring Morgoth back and do and begin the Dagoreth.
That would be shitty.
So he says we are going to send a party across the straight road to make sure that those people that went through the portal don't get the Master Stone. And your friend Riken is over there. And who knows what he's encountering right now. And he would drop... Do you want to say anything to that before I continue?
Pretty much speechless.
So he says, and he looks right at Faradir, and he says, you think that is a great weapon, but more useful than the blood that it draws is its other ability. It is not just a weapon, it's a compass.
Ooh.
Oh, awesome.
Anglin would be
What's that?
I said Anglin would be BD in this, balls deep in this, because this is kind of...
Just then I turned into a werewolf.
So both of you are gonna start noticing some things. So if we do a part 2 of this, and you guys want to play the same characters, Tessero, you are every day of travel. You have to do a wisdom save. And if you fail it, you'll start losing your dexterity points permanently, like every day. And so eventually, once your dexterity gets below a certain point, you will be tree bound. It's a very low DC, and but think about, you guys were on the road for almost 100 days on this adventure.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And Faradir, they're not able to. They say that what you're infected with, they're not able to heal. Perhaps traveling to Tol Eressëa across the straight road near the Undying Lands would be able to sort of give you some comfort, but that eventually you will succumb in some fashion unless something can interfere with the transformation.
Same for me.
What's that?
It's the same for me.
No, you're a dwarf, and dwarves and elves don't really. I said this in the chat. I don't know if anybody saw it, but dwarves and elves don't really get disease. So you guys took shadow points for being basically having the venom inside of you, but you're not going to transform. So it's only Faradir.
That's a bitch.
So again, I don't know what your plans are for your characters. You all have things that you can go do, except Riken. Riken's kind of stuck.
I'm gonna be fighting these guys in the Undying Land. I mean, over here.
Yeah, in Tol Eressëa. So Anglin, Gildor says, if you don't want to be a part of that party to go stop these guys, we would love to have you stay on to be the protector of the Elendil Stone at Elostirian. So you have two options, Anglin.
Anglin would ask if they have a library there as well.
Of course they do. Yeah, of course they do.
He
Of
would
course
be
they would.
he would be very keen on that then, because he would want to learn more about it.
Christian's thinking, I want to play somebody else next time.
Somebody that can shoot something.
Okay, so we don't have to decide this right now, but I will leave you with this. And this is what, so anybody that decides to go across the straight road, they're going to give you a ship. And only Círdan's ships can travel the straight road. So whoever's on the ship will see this scene. And they'll also tell you that time is not sort of linear when you travel across the straight road. So you can show up, if you did come back somehow, you wouldn't necessarily be in the Third Age, for example. And so, Riken, when you drove through the portal, and those of you that are on the ship, you see this. See here.
Ooh. What that is?
The Tower of Avalone in the harbor of Avalone. There's the tower and where the Master Stone resides. You guys are in the harbor eventually. There's no sign.
Canadian.
There's no Avalone. Sorry, it's Tolkien's take on Avalon. But this is Tol Eressëa. Beyond it, you see the mountains of Aman,
Whoa.
That's
where
cool.
the gods live.
Nice.
And that, my friends, is the end that's the end of part 1.
That was a pretty epic battle.
Am I going with
Yeah,
Balin
that was
now?
insane, man. Where'd you get that art at? That's cool.
I did some searching, man. So
Yeah.
this is where we would start. What do you guys think?
Am I going with Balin still?
I mean, that's, what you do is up to you. Like I said, you're not bound to anything. There's, you wouldn't really change the storyline because his son didn't really exist in the main storyline. There could have been someone else with a similar name,
Right.
That last battle was awesome.
I'll go back to
Yeah,
the Shire
no,
and smoke pipe weed.
So
with
much going
Tessero.
on.
I'm definitely going.
We're all just gonna go smoke pipe weed in this hobbit hole.
I mean, I'm definitely going.
Yeah, but Riken, you wouldn't have. So Josh, I should say, you don't have to play Riken. You can, one of the adventures could be going to save Riken. You know what I mean?
You're
Yeah,
like
I hear you,
on
I
the
hear you.
tower.
So my character definitely would go because he has nothing to. There's nothing really left for him here.
Yeah, and you
He's
definitely
gonna
need
turn
to
into
try
a
to find a
werewolf.
cure for you too.
I would go solely for Riken at this point.
I appreciate that.
I think Anglin would be torn because he would want to save Riken, but at the same time, that's like his dream gig, what they offered him.
Yeah.
So, he would definitely have some conflict, but
Tessero. Well, I have a
He's
question.
just like incapable of going.
Tessero?
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, not yet.
I mean,
He's
you could
become rebound yet, but
you could survive a long time So I'm going to give you a DC of. I won't tell you what it is right now, but the DC is very, very low for the save after. So, like, if you travel for 7 days, which is not something that was uncommon here, you'd essentially do 7 saves at the beginning of every session.
What's the is it a wisdom save?
It's a wisdom save, but he would permanently lose dexterity points.
Right. What's your wisdom modifier?
it's 2.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a low save, man, then you'd have to like crit fail. If it's like low, like a 3 or 5.
So it's not that low, but it's pretty low.
Oh, that's. I mean, variance though. Like it's gonna happen.
So
Yeah,
Well, it depends.
Yeah, I mean,
because
it's
dexterity
inevitable.
Tessero is most important.
Right. Like that's the thing.
Would,
He
well, the
loses
thing
a
I was
few
thinking
points.
is, would he get cool? Like, would he acquire cool
You're in
sort
the
of
you're,
druidic sort of nature abilities as well, since he's kind of part tree now?
you'd be kind of like a dryad in some ways, but you want to be sort of in the area where you want to be tree bound, like when you finally get there. But what better place to do it than next to the gods? So if you decided to go this way, that's cool. If you didn't, you'd have a place with Goldberry. The other thing is, like, if we do a second part of this, it was really hard for me to keep going without magic.
Yeah.
So now that we're in Tolera Seiya, if you wanted to create a different character, we could totally open up the other D&D classes and probably not races, but definitely classes.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking I kind of want to play a magic guy, but if we can give Tessero some sort of cool magic abilities, then I'd be fine to stick with them.
Well, who knows what kind of items you'll find over here, but I mean, Tessero's not going to suddenly develop a spell casting ability. You know what I mean? I mean, you could multi-class, theoretically. You could multi-class into a wizard or something.
I drew it.
Jared is
Yeah,
the
Jared.
king
Well,
of,
yeah,
multi-class.
like a druidy sort of like.
I am.
I don't really know the classes very well, but like if there is like a druid, yeah, if we can multi-class, then I'll probably end up sticking with Tessero, probably.
Okay. I mean, I think it's cool that your characters have baggage now, and that you kind of have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's sweet. The tree bound thing's awesome, I think. But
Yeah.
Did we get anything off Balrog at all?
No, he's just missed, man. He wasn't really a Balrog, really. I mean, the thing that you battled was a very lesser Maiar, which is like an angel. Like, Sauron is technically a Maiar to Morgoth, but he has become, it even says in the Silmarillion that he basically has surpassed in some ways all the other Maiar. And they give him all kinds of titles, Lord of Lies and all that nonsense. But what you brought back was essentially like a Sauron type thing. What they're afraid of is that if they get their hands on the Master Stone, something much, much worse. And we know what's out there. Morgoth is out there. Melkor.
Gotcha. That was awesome.
Though this marks the end of the episode, the road goes ever on. Until next time, join us at longwinded.one and consider giving us a review on Apple Music, Spotify, or really whichever platform you choose.